Welcome to Knife Thoughts. This EDC, or everything that doesn't cut video, is going to be on this piece of leatherwork, and this is the Cutler's wallet from Sage Grouse Leather. And so I want to say a huge thank you to River for sending this for me to check out for a while. It's something that I know he's been working on for a while, and I was really excited to see how it came to fruition. And so here is a little info card that comes with the wallet, and you can see that its intention is to carry traditional slip joint knives. Now, it can also carry other things, which I'll show you, but really that's the main intention and a way to organize them, including other things, not cash, cards, stickers, etc. And it's the perfect companion for daily carry. I think it, I'll talk about it a little bit more later, but it's a little big for that. But then traveling, I think it's great for, and really I think the best thing is for wheeling and dealing at your local knife show. I think that's really where it's going to shine. But you can see that it's constructed from 5-ounce and 3-ounce Italian Buttero veg tan leather, and River at Sage Grouse Leather does a really great job of leatherwork. He's really one of the most well-respected makers, I think, in the knife community, the knife industry. And I have a couple other things from him that I use really regularly, so I wanted to show you those real quick. So first of all, this is the first thing that I got from Sage Grouse Leather. This is a slip specifically made for my Sean Yaw Barlow, and it's really nice, beautiful color, tooling, just really sturdy and hefty. And actually River made this without having the knife, just from the dimensions, and the first one didn't really fit well, and he made me a whole new one, no questions asked. So I really appreciate that, and I think he's going to stand behind his products, so you can be sure of that when you're getting something from Sage Grouse Leather. And then another thing that I have here is this valet tray. I really like this because it is nice and sturdy. So it's got this sturdy leather, but it also unsnaps so you can flatten it out. And so like sometimes I'll carry this in my backpack so that I have something to put things in when I'm traveling or going to work and things like that. But honestly, I mostly just use this every day to put the stuff that I'm carrying in when I get home, wallet, keys, sometimes glasses, things like that. So, great products and work in general from Sage Grouse Leather. And so I was really excited to see this new thing, this new design in the Cutler's wallet. And it's something actually that I was especially interested in because over the past year or so, I've been really trying to find the ideal carry setup for me. So I like to have a couple things with me, just as kind of backup, like a flashlight and a knife as a backup. I always have, at least one knife generally, so usually two, but I like to have something that's always on me, as well as it's nice to have a flashlight. But I don't really like carrying most flashlights. I keep, I tried a 21-700 size battery flashlight and then went down to 18-650, and that was too big, went down to AA or 14-500. And now I think I'm going to have to go with a AAA size. It's just, I don't like carrying a big flashlight, but I like having things with me. And I do carry several knives really frequently. In fact, it's a little bit of like a self-joke or something. A lot of the times when I'm getting ready to go out for the day, to go to work and things like that, I just can't decide what knives to carry. And so I just, instead of taking a whole bunch of time and being late because I'm trying to pick out 1 or 2 knives to carry, I'll honestly just grab several and be like, well, you're a crazy person who can't decide on 1 or 2 knives for the day, but whatever. And so that's something that happens pretty frequently. And so I think something like this, that's a really nicely made way to carry several knives, is a nice thing to have. So you can see it is a single fold. Well, I don't know if this counts as a second fold here, but it folds, and then you have this nice flap. You can see the logo there, and snaps that snap really nicely. You can get that on, and they snap really securely. And then when you open it here, you've got 2 flaps. These flaps aren't held down by anything other than the pressure, but they're held well. I didn't have any issue with them opening up or anything. And then you have 4 slots. Now, you might have noticed in that card, the info card, it said about having 4 slots, but I actually have something between here. I don't know, and I don't really think that that's intended to be a pen slot, but it does work for a Fisher Space Pen. Doesn't seem to cause too much stress. I mean, you can see some you know, stretching there, but I don't think it's going to harm the wallet. So it actually gives you a little bit more utility. And so, you know, in that card, it said about carrying 4 traditional slip joints, and that's certainly true. I'll show you, you know, that it can carry 4 traditional slip joints. But another thing, and really, as I was saying, what I've been looking for is an everyday carry wallet that allows me to carry a few small tools that are kind of backup tools. And so you can see I have a pry bar. So this is an axial pinch bar 2.0. One thing I don't love about it is that it uses O-rings to hold these bits in. I don't like O-rings generally as like a way to hold bits in, but it's something that's pretty common, kind of neither here nor there for this video. But you can certainly fit something like this. A smaller, not a massive, not a 5-inch pry bar, but a smaller 3 or 4-inch pry bar you can fit in there and have, you know, a way to pry things without breaking your knives, especially your traditional knives. So, you know, with this, you also get a couple bits too, so that's a nice thing. Then I have in this pocket a flashlight. I actually don't have a battery in this flashlight. Somehow I've lost all of my AAA rechargeable batteries and don't have any non-rechargeables, so got to get more of those. But you can fit a nice little AAA light in here. You know, one that I wanted to try but didn't end up buying before I made this video is the Dark Sox Beta QR V2. Anyway, the AAA made in USA flashlight, but you can fit a AAA light in there. Again, a Fisher Space Pen fits in this area here. Don't know if that's intentional, but it can, and it seems to stay in there nicely. And then I've got a number 15 TC Barlow in here. And finally, you can fit a very small modern knife. Now, this is a really, really small modern knife. This is the ProTech Sprint. This is a California legal auto, and so it's a under 2-inch blade, very, very small knife. But, you know, if you wanted to have a little tiny auto, little tiny modern knife, you can fit it in one of those. So you can certainly have a little EDC kit if you do want to make this an everyday carry wallet. The thing is that for me at least, it's a little big as an everyday carry wallet. So even without anything in here, it's pretty thick. And you can imagine if you have knives of any thickness, it's going to be really thick. So for me, this just doesn't fit well in a front pocket, which is where I typically carry my wallet. So just to give you a kind of reference, this is what I'm carrying as a wallet right now. This is from a maker, USA maker on Etsy called Dealin. I'm not 100% sure that's how you pronounce it, but Dealin bags, I think is what it's called. But basically it's a wax canvas zipper pouch here that works really well for a wallet. But you can see that it's a much, much smaller footprint than the Cutler's wallet. Now it does actually fit in your back pocket. I carried it some in a back pocket, and I want to show you here. This is my trusty oven mitt. My wife makes these, and this one has been used well, as you can see, but it is a back pocket. And you can see that the Cutler's wallet is kind of just not wide enough, not too wide to fit in there. So you can carry this in your back pocket. This is like a typical jeans pocket, back pocket size pocket here, and you can carry it in there, but it's going to be thick. It's what you might call a Costanza wallet. I'm sure, I don't know, maybe most people don't know that reference, but you can look up Costanza wallet. But basically, it's a very thick wallet that I think it like explodes in the episode of Seinfeld. But anyway, it's going to be pretty thick. So while I think it can be used as an everyday carry wallet, I think the places that it shines are in the travel and the knife show categories, as mentioned on the info card. And so another reason why I say that is, let's say you put 4 traditional knives in here. So I'm going to put a Cooper Cutlery New York Knife Company Barlow. Get that in there. Put the TC back in, and then just kind of the next two that I'm going to review here is a Waynorth Cutlery Lambfoot and a Lick Creek Cutlery Farmer's Jack. And so they fit. Now the Lambfoot's a little tall, but they fit. And you close it up here. And even just with those knives in, I don't think you can fit much more than some cash. So I've got a few dollar bills here, a little bit worn out, but it's actually, this is kind of neither here nor there for the review, but I was trying to buy a pop at the sports club that I was shooting at recently, and I only had a 20, so they had a bunch of ones there for change. But you can see you can fit bills in there, but then, you know, if I was going to go to a show, I could probably fit some of my cards. So this is my card, as you probably saw earlier. You can fit some of those in there. But one thing that I do like to carry every day in that zipper pouch that you saw is a Victorinox Swiss Card Light. I really like this as kind of a backup to the backup type thing. You've got a flashlight. It's a very not powerful flashlight, but you've got a magnifier. You've got some screwdriver bits there that you can kind of pry with. You've got tweezers. You've got a needle. You've got a pen. You've got a roller. You've got a knife. And you've got really good scissors, actually. This is probably the best part, is the scissors. But I really like to have this as a kind of backup to the backup, again, like I say, and it actually doesn't fit super well when there is knives and money in here. So if I close this up, you can see it's really kind of struggling with that Swiss card. So it does get really thick. You know, I think the best thing for this, the best use case for this, is to have 4 nice knives, maybe knives that you want to show off at the knife show, maybe knives that you want to take with you when you're traveling. Like I say, if you have trouble picking 1 or 2 knives, you can take 4 with you. And you know, you can have these knives, have them be protected. They're not going to get scratched up. They're not going to get banged around. They're going to be protected well in here. And then also have some cash and maybe some cards, some stickers, as it says, so that when you're at the show, you can, you know, whip out your big wad of cash and buy whatever other knives you're after, and give out some stickers or business cards. Or again, you know, when you're traveling, have some extra cash, something like that, and have this as kind of more of an organizer necessarily than an everyday carry wallet, at least for me. So I think it's a really, really cool thing, and I wanted to just kind of give an idea of how it could maybe be a little bit more suited to truly carrying every day. And what that is I think if you took 2 of these and removed them, and rather than having 4 slots, 4 knives, you could have 2 of the slots plus this center slot. So for example, you could have a knife, a flashlight, and a pen. Or if you're already carrying a knife in your pocket, you could have a pry bar, a flashlight, and a pen, any of that type combination. And then instead of having the 2 other slots for knives, you could have horizontal slots for cards. So, you know, a slot here, you could have a couple credit cards, something like that. And then a slot here, you can have your driver's license and such. And then the thickness that in this case is taken up from the knives would be available for the cards. And I think then you could have your tools, you know, a couple knives and a pen, or knife, pen, flashlight. You know, as I said previously, you could have your cash, and then you could also have your cards. And so, you know, I think that would be something that would be more suited to everyday carry for me, while this is really well suited for travel and at knife shows. So again, I want to say a big thank you to Sage Grouse Leather River for giving me the opportunity to check this out. I really appreciate the quality handmade feel that his products have, and you know, his slips and the valet tray, along with Jack Wolf knives and Lynch leather, have really converted me to being a fan of leatherwork in general, as well as carrying knives in slips. So really, really cool product, something that you can get from his website, as well as I believe from Traditional Pocket Knives. So I do, have an affiliate link to Traditional Pocket Knives in my description, so you can check them out there if you're interested. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe to the channel, click the bell, and select all. Also go to, if you're on Instagram, make sure you follow Sage Grouse Leather on Instagram, and you might even be able to stop the video and use that QR code there. There's River Lovick, owner maker, and there is the website. So subscribe to my channel, but also check out everything from Sage Grouse Leather, and go to my website, knifethoughts.com. Subscribe to the email newsletter there so you get all the latest knife thoughts. And last but not least, as always, don't forget to go out and do good.